Do you want to strengthen your chest, but you know that push-ups really aren't the greatest idea, especially if you have repetitive strain injury? And even if you don't, I'm going to show you a great way you can do that without straining your hands. Click the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you'll know when new videos are posted. If you saw our previous episode on push-ups, you understand that they're really not good for your hands, but maybe you still want to strengthen your chest muscles. We'll be doing traditional flies, but instead of using dumbbells, we're going to be using either no weight or wrist weights. The problem with dumbbells is that a lot of people unconsciously strain their hands by gripping too tightly, and they can also put their wrist in ulnar deviation or dorsiflexion unconsciously, and that can create additional strain on the upper extremity. So in order to take the hands completely out of the equation, we're going to use wrist weights. And these are great. These have little pockets in them so you can remove the weights. So you can start out with no weight and then just add a quarter pound as you feel you're stronger. So give yourself plenty of time to build strength. There's no rush. If you do a little bit, you'll get a great benefit. If you do too much, you can set yourself back in recovery. So it's really better to go slowly, be mindful, and use good technique. So the first thing you do is lower your shoulders down, then engage your abdominal muscles so they're nice and tight. I recommend keeping the knees bent and the feet standing so that your spine is in a neutral position. And then we do these on the floor so that you don't overextend by going out like you would risk if you were doing it on a bench. So what you do is you reach up and then soften your elbows. So my elbows aren't really straight. They're soft and round, like you're hugging a big tree. The hands are directly over the lower ribs because you don't want them up too high because then you're really not getting the chest muscles and it's not a good position. So we keep our hands over the ribs and you go out and in. You can inhale as you go out, exhale as you come in. Just keep the breath nice and steady. And as you do this, you can feel your chest working. You can feel the muscles, your pectoralis muscles working. You can do about 8 to 10 of these for one set. One more will do. And then bring your arms down. So this is a really great way to strengthen your chest muscles without straining your hands. The best way to approach any new exercise is to do less. And by that I mean, don't use weights in the beginning. Just practice on maintaining really good, proper form. That way you can pay attention to what muscles are activated without being distracted by a weight that may actually be too heavy. And then when you do add weights, you want to start very lightly, maybe 5 or 10 repetitions to start with, and use the lowest possible weight, maybe quarter pound, a half pound, 1 pound. Less is really fine. And then you do up to 10 and wait. So you want to see how you feel the next day. If you're sore, you did too much. And continue about a week at that weight and then add more repetitions. So the next week you can do 2 sets and the following week you can do 3 sets. So if those are completely comfortable and you don't have soreness the next day, then you can start adding more weight. So you'll add another half pound and you'll go back to the beginning. You'll do 1 set of 10, do that for a while, and then 2 sets of a 10, and do that for a while, and then 3 sets of 10 until that's comfortable, and then you can add a little bit more weight. Now, eventually you're going to come to a good maintenance weight. That's the weight that you use when you're working out regularly. If you go on vacation and you haven't worked out, then you come back and reduce weights a couple of pounds so that you don't risk flaring your RSI. Remember, if you do less, you're doing yourself a world of good. You've exercised, you've moved. But if you do too much, you could set yourself back in recovery. So we're always thinking less is more. If you have any questions about this exercise or want to know more about RSI, you can drop them in the comment box below and we will look at them. Maybe we'll choose your question for our next video. And if you like what we're doing on the channel, please subscribe.